Do you know that I looked at the concepts of this shine lady of a teen, and I discovered that it is funny, hilarious, and as a matter of fact, it is the reality of some people's life, or let me say the reality of some women's life. A lot of women believe that for them to be a good woman, then they have to deprive themselves of certain things that will make life easy and convenient for them, and that is what will make them to, in quotes, be a good woman with a man or for a man or in the sight of a man. Unfortunately, life is in phases, and life is deeper than many things that most of us think about. And one thing I've learned in this life is that life has dealt with each and every one of us differently. There are some women that the time of suffering in their own life, they have been through it when they were single. And by the time they go into marriage, God has prepared that ground for them. And this concept of shine ladies is a kind of concept that portrays women as if for you to be a good woman, you must suffer. And this is African mentality. It has been part and parcel of us. If you ask a lot of women today, the only thing they have as excuse with a man is that I suffered with him. There is no man that packaged suffering in a bag and now carry that suffering to you, and you are going through that suffering for that man. If you are a person, you have a life, you have already lived your life in such a way that the suffering that you're going through, it is not all of us that were born with silver spoon. Many of us had suffered, probably from our childhood to our secondary school days to our tertiary institution days. Some people, after their NYSC, they got a job. And when you ask them the kind of suffering they've been through in life, it's just a minor thing. You understand? But it's a kind of concept that I look at and I discover that even though as funny as it is, we can still look at it in another dimension. A whole lot of people believe that when you deprive yourself of certain things that brings pleasure, makes life easy for you, that is when the man will now respect you and value you. You see, a whole lot of people will say that, welcome to Nigeria, where men see poverty as a yardstick to pick a wife. Like, oh, you can turn yesterday's soup or yesterday's stew to concoction. You understand? You can maneuver and you can always improvise and use certain things in place of the original. You understand? So I used to wonder that instead of using poverty to test the efficiency of a woman, or if a woman is going to be a good wife, why not use money to test if she's going to be a good manager? You understand? So I want to believe that if we have this belief system that the man is the one that has a suffering in his pocket and he will bring that suffering to you, you must suffer for him, then we are not going to grow as a society. There are a lot of ladies that God has really blessed them personally. And most of the time when we grow with this kind of mentality, it will retard us a lot. If you have a particular vision, or you have a goal you want to achieve, that goal should not end all because you got married to a man. Many of us believe, or we were trained, that when you keep your own life at a stagnant for your husband to grow, that is the definition of a good wife. And it doesn't work that way. That's why you see many people, their vision, their ministry, their career ends at the altar of marriage. Once they get married, they stop doing all what they've been doing before. Personally, I know a sister that used to preach every morning. She's going to go out for morning cry. We have different evangelism methods. Somebody like me, I really don't have vibes for car evangelism or bus evangelism or morning cry. I believe in one-on-one. If I see you, discuss with you, give you tract, etc. But this is a sister that she will go out early in the morning for morning cry and so on. But when she got married, the husband said no, she should not do morning cry again. Evangelism, everything, the ministry just died like that. And she believes that she has to sacrifice herself, her life, her vision, her purpose in life because of the fact that she got married. I think that is the concept of this shine lady of a thing. The things that you know will make life easy and convenient for you, you just give up those things because you think that is the yardstick to maintain your place as a woman. It is sarcastic and it is something that I know that is just to catch cruise, just for the fun of it, but in the real sense of it, that is the kind of life that a lot of ladies or women are living today. Some of them have stagnated their life all because they want to remain Mrs. Somebody. And I want to believe that this thing starts when we were still very young. A lot of people believe that their life, their ministry, their career, their purpose, their everything in life has to stop because they are wife of somebody, which I don't believe supposed to be. There are a whole lot of people that when they got married, that was when their work even becomes better. That is when you start hearing their names left, right, and center. There are a whole lot of successful women, Dr. Mrs. Ebiozekwezele, Mama Okonjo-Iweala, all these big women, God has really helped them. So don't let us always have the mentality that for you to have Ibujoko, you must go and suffer. I think we need to start giving ourselves the true definition of suffering. There are a lot of people that the time of suffering in their life, they were not even married that time. There are a lot of brothers that I know that they will tell you that, no, I cannot marry and put my wife in a dilapidated building. I want to make sure that at least I'm able to get a even if it is not the best, at least it should be a bit good. There are people like that. But when we still stay on that concept that you want to suffer with somebody and that is going to be the yardstick, you see, the point remains that you got married to a man as at the time that you were willing to marry. The man was willing to marry, you too, you were willing to marry at that time. So as far as I'm concerned, if there is suffering between you both, it is both of you that are doing the suffering together. It doesn't change or stop anything. It doesn't mean tomorrow anyone who has stayed for a long period of time, she as a lady, she has paid her price, she has gone through a lot of stress, and she come across somebody whom God has helped, she won't tell that person to go and bury all his money. I think this kind of mentality, despite that we have been taught, we have been trained with that mentality, we should not train our children that. We should not use that to train the upcoming generation. We understand the fact that suffering can come in any way. We have suffered in one way or the other in our lives. There are times during our undergraduate times that we have to do concussion, we have to take gari. At times that might not be gari. There are times we need to trek a long distance, all because we want to make ends meet. But all those things will later combine together and form a kind of happiness and joy for us. So when we now see suffering as a template for you to know a good wife, we should learn the fact that we learn how to make do with what we have does not mean that this is a yardstick for us to progress in life. So that concept is so funny, so interesting. That's why I did a video today just like a laugh it up video. But the Spirit of God in me started interpreting certain things to me that, do you know that this is the kind of life a whole lot of people are living? There are people that suffer. In fact, every Nigerian is a poor person because they will take light, we must earn gen, is poverty. We all have borehole in our houses, no running water, it's poverty. All our cars, we drive them on bad road, it's poverty. No security, nothing. The level or the kind of education, the quality of education your child is going to have is dependent on the financial capacity of the family. It's poverty. As a nation, there is hunger in the land. But this should not be a yardstick for us. The fact that we make do with the little we have does not mean that this is a yardstick for us to be a good person. That is why you see the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Because when you're poor and you believe that poverty is a yardstick for a good living, you won't think outside the box of that poverty. So Shine Ladies concept is a very interesting one. It's funny, it's like a comedy, it's interesting, but at the same time it has a whole lot of deep meanings. And when we view life that way, then it's going to take a lot of time for us to grow as a society, even as a person. So it is well with us, and I believe the concept is just to laugh it off, just like I've said, but that should not be a foundation of growth in life. Yes, when we believe that until you suffer, until you do all of this, that is when your ibujoko will be ready. What of those who were born with silver spoon? They will definitely get married. Both the rich and the poor will get married. So when we see rich people as if they are ritualists, as if they are evil, then who should marry the rich man's son? Who should marry the rich man's daughter? When everybody see poverty as a yardstick to progress or to succeed in life. You understand? There are stages in our lives that we have also been through some times of hardship, but it doesn't stay for a long period of time. It's just for that that little period of time. So don't let us believe we are doing anybody a favor by depriving ourselves of the things that God has made, has given us as a kind of conveniency in life. That you do away with your washing machine, you do away with your car, you do away with your all the appliances that makes life convenient for you, and then you're going through the stress that our old grandpa and grandma went through in those days. It does not still make any difference. Yes, so I want to believe that some women are like that, and you have to change your mind, change your orientation. If you do not have now, don't see luxury as something that is sinful. Make do with the little you have now, but don't see a higher ground or higher level as something bad. That is the reason why you see people, they just get angry when they see people that God has blessed. They get angry with them. How can they binu? When you see people that God has blessed them living in luxury, you just get angry because you have seen luxury as something that is bad. When I went to driving school, that was when I got to know that car is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Because before I went to that school, I used to look at it as if learning is not compulsory. You understand? But every day we learn. So I learned a whole lot of things apart from driving that I went to learn. So please, restrict our. Don't let us restrict ourselves. Let's keep on working. Let's keep on putting effort on whatever we are doing. Let's look for different source of incomes. You understand? Let's work hard and pray for God's blessing. You see, things that God has provided for us to make life easy and convenient for us, we should not see them as if it's not necessary. No, it is a necessity. It is not a luxury. So it is well with us. And men too, that they have intentionally make things difficult because they believe that the woman has to go through some rigorous stress and exercise. Please change your mind. If God has blessed you to buy things that will make life convenient for your wife, please go ahead. If God has blessed you and you can afford a car for your wife, do it. If God has blessed you, you can afford some kitchen appliances that will make life convenient for her, please go ahead and do. It is well with us. Thank you so much. Shine, it is well with you. God bless us all. Our concept here powerful. All right.